Good morning, student. I am your Stephen sir from ICRA English Medium. Today I am going to teach you subject English, Standard 4th, Unit 8, going to buy a book. So, today's our chapter, it's all about books. So let's get started. It's a poem. Come in, said the library door. I opened it wide and saw books galore. So here there is one small library where library is trying to call the kids that you come in. I am opening the door and there are so many books which you can read. But you have to come and see it. Tall, skinny books up high on the shelves. So, what is the shelves? This thing is called as shelves. You might have seen shelves in your house. So, there is a shelves, bookshelves. So, this is known as shelves where we can keep books. So there are different size of books are there, tall, small, like that. Little fat book. There is a tall book. There is a tall book. Little fat book. Different kinds of books. I opened one up and sat down to look. The pictures told stories. What a wonderful book. So here what is trying to say that I open up, sat down to look, the picture told stories. What a wonderful books. So he sat down there and saw many pictures and wonderful stories. Moving on to our next poem, going to buy a book. First it was a book poem. Now this poem is different. Going to buy a book. One day, grandfather gave my brother and some money. Here, poet is trying to say that one day his grandfather and brother some money. They gave him some money. Go and buy books, he said. We were both very happy. We both love to read. These both were happy, he and his brother. Why? They got a money to buy a book. Should we go now? Should we go later? Should we go today? Should we go tomorrow? We decided to go right now. So now means abhi. Later means बाद में. Now means अभी. Later means बाद में. Today मतलब आज. Tomorrow means कल. And we decided to go right now. Now means अभी. अभी जाना है. So in this paragraph they are trying to discuss when should we go to buy a book. Now, later, today, tomorrow or right now. So here you can see in this picture there is a bookshop. They are trying to buy a book. Should we go to the big market? Should we go to the small shop? Should we go with somebody? Should we go alone? We decided to go to the small shop, just the two of us. So here both of them are confused. Where should they go? Big market, small shop? Should they go with somebody or should they go alone? अकेला जाना चाहते हो या किसी के साथ जाना है या छोटी दुकान में जाना है या कोई बड़े मार्केट में जाना है, like that. Then they both decide to go alone. We like the small bookshop. It is small but it has many books. The man in the shop likes us. He always help us. So these two of them like small shop. There are many books in that small shop. There is one man who is trying to help them out. Should I buy a book with a lot of pictures? Should I buy a book with a lot of stories? Should I buy a thin book? I could not decide. So here this boy is confused. He's saying that should I buy a book with lot of pictures? मतलब ऐसा बुक लाना है जिसके अंदर बहुत सारे पिक्चर्स हो. क्या ला ऐसा बुक लूँ? And in his second line he's saying should I buy a book with a lot of stories? ऐसी बुक लूँ जिसके अंदर बहुत सारी स्टोरीज हो. Should I buy a book थिन बुक या पतली बुक लूँ? आई कुड नॉट डिसाइड. वो अपना तय नहीं कर पा रहा है कौन सी बुक लूँ. ही इज़ वेरी कन्फ्यूज्ड. We did not know which book to buy. The man in the shop smiled at us. Relax, come with me, he said. So in these three lines, both of them are confused, but that man is trying to make them relax and saying, don't worry, come with me. These books are about animals, those books are about machine, those over there are about wars. Take what you want. So that man is trying to solve the problem. He is saying that this book is of animal, machine, war. Take what you want. I picked some books, my brother picked some books. I sat on the floor, he sat on the chair, and we read and we read and we read. So you can see here these both have picked some books and both of them are reading and reading and reading. It was very quiet. There was no sound. 1 hour passed, 2 hours passed. Finally we knew which book to buy. So it took them 1 or 2 hours. How many hours it took for them to buy a book? 1 or 2 hours. It took 2 hours for them to buy a book, and finally they decided which one they want. The man in the bookshop smiled at us. I got a fat book with many stories. My brother got a big book with many pictures. So his brother, what happened? So this boy got a fat book with many stories, and his brother got many. His brothers got a big book with many pictures. We ran home to our grandfather. We climbed on his bed. He put his arm around us, and then he read and read and read. Rukmini Banerjee is the poet of this poem. So at last what happened? These two of them get a book, they go home, they went directly to their grandfather who is sleeping on the bed, and they jump onto the bed and catches their grandfather and shows them that book which they have bought, and grandfather is reading and reading and reading. So this was the explanation of this chapter. I thought you are understanding about this poem. Thank you so much.